Hey everyone, I had a busy week this week and went out of town for a few days, but I'm back with another video. This time we're going to be going over my tier list for the original Fallout soundtrack composed by Mark Morgan. Surprisingly, I couldn't find a tier list or a video on this anywhere online, so I ended up just making it all myself. We've got 7 different tiers here, and we'll be ranking these based purely on how much I enjoy listening to each song in my free time. Because quite frankly, while I don't have like a degree or anything, if we are ranking the songs based on how well they fit the game or how clever they are and so on, every song would be top tier. And well, that's not a particularly interesting video or list now, is it? Speaking of how clever the music is, I highly recommend you watch Simon Zivzovsky's video called The Genius of Fallout's Music. If you want to see each song get like a proper analysis from a more musically informed opinion, go watch that. That'll be linked in the description. So anyways, enough preamble, let's get into the list. I think Radiation Storm is going to be the middle of the road baseline rank here. I've definitely had this as one of my background songs while world building several times, but likewise, because it is so subtle and ambient, it doesn't really have any instrumentation or notes in particular that really hook me in, so this isn't like a type of track I'm listening to if I want to get hyped or something, obviously. Industrial Drunk I would never under any circumstances listen to for fun, and even hearing it just makes me frustrated. I remember this and one other track which we'll eventually get to playing over and over and over again as I kept getting stuck in frickin' Vault 34 with all the things that you have to do there and how much of a pain in the ass that is. It ended up taking almost a third of an entire playthrough's runtime. I mean, it just, oh my goodness. And so since then, this track has just been ruined for me. Screw Fault 34 and screw the sound of this song invoking that place. Bottom tier, easily. Now, this is a song that, unlike Radiation Storm, something has a lot to hook you in and engage with audibly as a listener. It has some nice energy to it, but it's not so like overly bombastic or energetic as to not fit overworld music. Even great con haters like the song for a reason, so it goes in the tier just above Radiation Storm for me. Now, my goodness, I can make an entire video talking about everything I love in Metallic Monks. But to summarize and keep this video moving along, this is an easy top tier. And I know this is a really weird, nerdy thing to do, but I remember I picked my top 300 favorite songs in gaming like last year towards the end of it and tried to re-listen to each several times to hone in on what I would consider my, like, quote unquote, favorite video game song ever. And after a lot of note taking, thinking, and so on, ultimately this song came out as my number one favorite of all time, just barely beating out the unfortunately uncleverly named song, quote unquote, Tower. Yeah, not the greatest name, in Halo Infinite. Unironically, listen to the 1 hour version of this song at least just 2 or 3 times, at least every couple weeks on average. It is a really inspiring piece to have on the background while world building, especially for like any industrial or post apocalyptic setting. Followers Credo feels very similar to Radiation Storm for me. It sounds cool and is used in my playlist, but isn't getting like replayed nearly as often as say Cons of New California or other tracks, so I'm putting it in middle tier. That seems about right. And quickly we've come across every single middle tier song for me on this list with Vats of Goo. While each tier isn't in order or anything, this one was the one that I would probably most likely move up a tier list, but after thinking about it, I played this song about more so as often as the other two in the middle rather than anything above it as far as how often I play each song, so it seemed most appropriate to put it here. Honestly, the best way I can summarize this song is it's a lot like the vibes from Great Cons of New California, but even more deep, rhythmic, and fun to listen to. So for those reasons, it goes a tier above that song. I love the bass in particular in this song. The song is probably the most esoteric, for lack of a better term, when it comes to its rhythm for songs that are this high up on the tier list. But honestly, the song just has a cool motion to it, and I often end up finding myself putting this on as background music, even when I'm like exploring in games that aren't even Fallout, because it's just a really good exploration track. So yeah, same tier as the same as the Great Con song, personally. No, 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 nope. No, no, no. This is the one other song that kept looping in that cursed vault. Nope, bottom tier. Do not want. Honestly, there are songs I dislike listening to more, but goddamn, that high pitched part with the flute over and over and over again just sounds way too abrasive to be fun to listen to. It's not Vault 34 bad, but it's only a single tier above it. This song is not something I ever listen to in my free time, so I can't put it any higher than any of the bottom three tiers, but at least this song I affiliate with that evil monster of Lupus and Kulta and kicking his frickin' ass, so that's pleasant. This song is one that I've used like twice as background music, and I might use more in the future, but I don't like it as much as everything in the middle tier, so I'm gonna put it just below that. This song is ominous, but like oddly unengaging. Yeah, not the worst, but pretty mass sounding for me. I would put it down here with Second Chance. Everything I just said about the previous song, applied that to this one, but also add the annoyance of it going from annoyingly quiet to annoyingly loud way too many times. Same tier as the previous song, honestly, in my opinion. Honestly, I don't like the start to this song, so much so that it never goes on any of my playlists, but once you get past that part, it starts to work much in the same way as all the other middle tier songs do, so I'll put this in the same ranking as I did the previous song, just a tier below the middle. Honestly, the song is very minimalistic, but somehow just fun as heck to listen to. Much like Metallic Monk's Eye, on several occasions I've listened to hour-long versions of this song in the background, and it really has been inspiring in my world building. In particular, anything with like a desert or southwestern US vibe. I'm putting it in the tier just below the top, honestly. Now, this song is just cool. Admittedly, a little too short for my taste, but this is something you can put on and immediately get excited and get a smile on your face, which is obviously very great for many playlists. It's not Metallic Monk's tier, but it is a really damn close second, so just a tier below that where it lands. I don't know why, but when I installed a mod for Fallout 4 to replace the overworld tracks with the original Mark Morgan composed tracks only, for whatever reason, the song is what the game settles on at least 50% of the time, I swear. It's a good song, but because I'm admittedly starting to get overexposed to it, which also admittedly I put in the mod, so I know that's partly on me, I can't put it any higher than the third highest tier. Good, but This song is tough to rank. It has portions that sound cool and make me want to rank it around the middle tier, but there are parts that are and make me want to rank it so much lower. So I think it'll go into the same tier as Necropolis in many contrasts. Now, this is just a beautiful ambient piece to listen to. This could go on for world building, but I mean, also it can just straight up go for relaxing or sleeping music. Just a wonderful song. The name Dreamtown is very appropriate as it has a very dreamy sound, for lack of a better term. Easy top tier. This and Metallic Monks are some of my most replayed songs of all time. California Revisited is way too short, and it sounds like it's hinting at a build-up, only like some sort of rock breakdown, but or something, but it just doesn't really lead to anything. Just kind of an annoying tease. So I'd put it at E tier here. Now, it starts off really slow, but once it picks up, it is an absolute jam of a song. An easy song to put headphones on and headbang to while writing and getting excited. Not the top tier possible, but only just below it, quite frankly. As much as I love the ominous bell and the sound of the cute rat friends, there is literally no rhythm or audible things to catch onto, so to speak. But I suppose I would still rather have this on my playlist than like anything else in these bottom two tiers, so up here it goes, I guess. I don't know how to describe this song other than it is just ominous wind. And yes, ominous wind is very ominous sounding and it fits the game well. But do I listen to this ever in my free time? No, never. F tier. And so that's it. That's all the original 24 songs for Fallout 1 and 2, ranked by how much I like listening to each of them in my free time. A blank version of this list will be linked in the description, so feel free to make your own and share it around. I'd love to hear other thoughts and opinions because, as stated at the beginning of the video, the entire soundtrack is just something I am in awe in, and Mark Morgan just gave us some absolute musical magic. Professionally, I'm a writer, so if you're interested in any business stuff, my email for that will be in the description, as well as the channel's Twitter if you want to see that. My PayPal will also be down there if you're feeling particularly generous. And yeah, thanks for listening and have a lovely day, y'all.